Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Goffstown Sewer Commission's regular Tuesday meeting, May the 10th, 2022. Normally, we begin with a roll call, and I'll begin with Joe.
Joe Cousins, Assistant Foreman.
Lynn Pooler, Sewer Secretary.
David Pierce, Commissioner.
Tim Redmond, Commissioner.
Daniel Taylor, Commissioner.
Jim Craig, Select Board Representative.
Thank you. Corey Wyke is out. He is ill tonight. And Mike Trank, who normally is with us from Hoyle Tanner, thinks he might have been exposed to COVID, so he is going to stay away from all of us. Okay, first order on the agenda is public comment. Is anyone here for public comment this evening? Seeing none, we will not have public comment. The next item is approval of minutes from April 12th of 2022. Does anyone have a chance to review the minutes? I did not read them, but I will take your opinion.
Mr. Chair, motion to approve the minutes of April 12th.
As presented.
I will second that.
Motion been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Okay. New business. I asked Lynn to put this on the agenda. We talked about outdoor seating at the restaurants. The Sewer Commission has discussed the possibility of increasing the monthly charges for the additional seating, but we held off on that for over a year now due to the COVID and due to the loss of revenue from the town's restaurants. And I would like to know if the commissioners would like to renew that discussion this evening or table it.
Do you have, Mr. Chair, the notes before we make a comparison of what has to happen?
I have no information, David, I apologize. I just wanted to know if we wanted to continue to consider putting in place in our sewer use ordinance the discussion that we had where we were going to charge, Lynn, can you refresh, was it for 3 months, a year?
Yeah, we had talked about, right now we were giving, we were grandfathering the people that, had already done it. We weren't charging an accessibility fee, right? And we had talked about possibly charging people for only for like 1 quarter for June, July, and August, or because we go January through June, so July, August, September, for just one quarter, which would be, half of what we charge them for half a year.
I don't know if we ever asked a question, does other communities like Manchester and Bedford, do they charge, we don't know if they charge for outdoor seating or not. I don't think we've ever asked that question. And I don't know if it's a relevant question at this point.
Mr. Chair, I think it's something we do need to research, but we don't have enough information tonight, and we'll take some time over the next month to look at what options may be if we need to address the fees. There's a user fee for outdoor seating.
It's also a case that we would have to notify the ratepayers well in advance. So it may not be something till we actually begin assessing until next summer at this point, because if we're going to get information and establish a procedure, then we need time to get it ready and get it into our sewer use ordinance. So I think maybe if we continue the discussion this summer, we can talk about implementing it for the next season in 2023 and give all of our ratepayers fair notice that it is coming. The only thing I would ask Joe to do is to pass it on to either Corey or someone else. I don't even know who else you would ask, but maybe we should check with Bedford and Manchester and find out if they do charge a surcharge for outdoor seating in the summertime for the sewer use charges.
Okay.
I do know I read in the paper where Manchester is charging so many parking space fees, $400 and something a month for lost revenue for parking, so I don't know if that's part of the discussion or not.
Do they charge based on water usage? Or?
They do.
Okay.
So that would be additional water would result in additional sewage.
Right.
So they may not have a surcharge of any kind.
Maybe try to find some towns that don't
we'd have to look into that, Daniel. Point taken. So at this time, we'll table that until we can get some more information. Under old business, Louis Street project, Joe is here, he's been supervising down there. Could you give us an update on the status of Louis Street, Joe?
All right, so they started last Thursday, the 5th. They started out by placing sewer manhole 101 in the corner of Louis Street and Laurier. They bypassed the sewer main from across to Laurier so they can install that manhole. And they've been digging ever since. As of today, they replaced 182 feet.
Okay. Is that in between manholes, or does that include a second manhole?
That's in between right now.
Okay. Do they make a temporary connection at night, or do they run
So they
pump overnight?
make a temporary connection overnight.
Okay, they don't bypass overnight.
Nope.
Okay. Could you please report on the citizens' front yards and trees and plantings that had to happen prior to them starting work?
So all the shrubs that were there, they removed them and either relocated them, and all the stone walls and the fences, they've been moved back so that doesn't get in the way of their work.
Okay. Other commissioners have questions?
I watched for about 20 minutes today, and Joe told me how loose the sand is when they're working.
It's a lot of
12
sugar sand, so
12 or
it's
14 feet deep, and you can see the sand just continually fall in. So that's, the metal shields are very important.
yep.
Were the walls and fences put back up, or were they just moved out of the way for now?
They'll be put back up when the project's
Project's
finished. Yep. So everyone seems happy so far.
All right, well, it's important to maintain that good public
Yep.
connection and questions, and to at least make sure everybody's spoken to.
Exactly.
Worst thing, people get irritated when they get ignored, because their complaint is as important as anyone else's. So when they want to say something, it's good to give them an ear and be kind, and if you have to bite your tongue, you got to bite your tongue.
Exactly.
But that's the job. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions on Louis Street project from the other commissioners? Elm Street Pump Station improvements, I believe Mike Trank was going to give us an update on that, but I don't know if there's anything that, I don't think Joe was probably in on that one. So we'll just hold off on that until Mike is able to attend in the future meeting. We have an AP warrant for 22, which is right here. I'll look at that after the meeting. Have you both seen it? Have you seen this one yet, Daniel?
Nope.
Okay. We'll do that. Other businesses warranted. I received an email from Adam Jacobs on the subject of drug testing and wanting to know whether we as commissioners wanted Joe and Corey to maintain on the DPW list. So I assume we would want to, but I brought that to the commissioners tonight for a discussion on maintenance of the drug testing policy.
I feel it's appropriate for our two truck drivers that remained on the random testing log for the entire DPW staff.
And should there be any expenses incurred by DPW for Joe, we would be reimbursing DPW for those expenses because Joe is our employee. Corey is a shared employee, so we would be reimbursing anything that DPW would bill us for.
It's the appropriate thing to do,
Yeah.
to be fair among all the employees who work out of that building.
So I wanted to make sure you folks, all you are, that
Sounds
copies for the
appropriate.
record, Lynn? That email copies for the record, and Joe, you're gonna show that to Corey tomorrow as well.
Okay.
He didn't know about that either.
Okay.
How is the new pickup, Joe? Is everything working all right?
Yep. Everything's great. We dropped it off on Bob Linex. We got a spray bed liner, toolbox, a back rack, and a strobe.
Good.
Town seal on the door?
We're still waiting on that.
Okay.
I think Haley's Graphics is designing that.
What do you do for radio communication?
Just cell phones.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Did you give your phone to the other commissioners as well?
I haven't.
All the commissioners should have your phone in case somebody wants to reach
Okay.
you for any reason.
Yep.
Okay. So you can give them to that at the end of the meeting. Lynn as well, obviously, yeah. I spoke with Brian Ray outside the building on the way in. We had already, as a commission, decided we were going to put internet service and phone service, computer service by fiber into the Elm Street pump station. And Brian just wanted to confirm that everyone was ready to go, and we told him verbally yes. We had already voted on it, so hopefully they're going to begin that process when they get an opportunity to work on that. Okay. if you need to, we were also talked about you buying a computer for down there, a desktop or something. So we do have a budget line, speak with Lynn, she can let you know what's available. And, I don't know, did we vote on that, David, about authorizing the purchase of a computer for down
Thought we
there?
did, but I
I believe
can't
we did.
remember
Yeah, I
off the
think we
top of
did.
my head.
So,
Lynn, if we didn't,
Yeah, we will.
you remind us.
I will.
But I believe
I'll
we
double
have,
check the minutes. And
we have approved money for the computer.
that right there, the top one, that's fuel. I'm assuming it's for, I've never seen that before, but Matt brought that into me
Okay.
from finance, and I'm assuming it's the fuel for Joe's truck.
Or for Corey's pickup. 'Cause
Oh, we
Corey
pay for
gets,
Corey.
Corey
I've never,
gets,
okay, because I've never charged for, I've never received that
well,
before.
then, either they're being good to us, or somebody's overlooked something, but normally, you could inquire, is that diesel fuel or gasoline?
Okay,
Just find out
I'll
what it
check,
is.
I'll check with them.
But I don't see, this is in our line item, so you just,
Well, I just know I need you to sign it, where it's, you see where it's highlighted, that's the sewer portion, and I need your approval for Matt to charge us for it. Thank you. And that, Danielle, it just needs your signature.
Corey,
Thank you.
time card situation, all the bugs worked out?
Yep, Corey's been just doing payroll every Monday morning and sending it directly to finance.
any of the commissioners have any other items for business for this evening?
Shame to go home this early, Mr. Chair.
Well, I did ask Corey on the phone when he told me he was not gonna be available this evening about the signage for down at Elm Street pump station for the no parking business. He said he is working with the town staff that does all the purchasing for town, for the signage, and they are getting quotes for the signage to be installed down there, including the posts. And as soon as they have the quote together, they're going to begin ordering the signage and get it, begin the installation process down there. I have not found out if Park and Rec has put a porta-john down there yet.
I haven't seen one yet.
Could you ask Corey to ask Rick
Yep,
about getting that done? Because the selectmen authorized that at the meeting last year.
okay.
I don't think I had anything else.
I just wanted to remind you, our next meeting, it would normally be on the 14th, but it is changed to the 21st. So it'll
Would
be
you
the
please
third
make sure
Tuesday.
everyone gets notified of that change of
Mhm.
date a week or so in advance?
Yeah.
Well, maybe more than that, maybe 2 weeks in
Yeah,
advance.
I will.
We have no non-public business for tonight, folks? No.
Okay. Any business then? We're,
I don't know, Selectman Craig, you have anything?
no.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Nice.
Well,
So no one else has any more business for this meeting? I can hear it coming.
Yes, I suggest we have a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion made by Dave to adjourn,
I will second the
seconded
motion.
by Daniel. Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, motion passes. Thank you, GTV, and thank you, the people at home.